Good morning and welcome to the September 7th, 2022 meeting. And before we start, we always open with a prayer, and we're happy to have Michael Brandenburg back today from Greenbush Baptist Church to lead us in that prayer. Michael?
Thank you, Commissioners. It's an honor to be here. Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day, and in our hearts we plan our course, but today we pray that you establish our steps. I pray that we seek you for advice and let us not make any decisions that are based on what we know, but let's base them on your wisdom. Please guide us, Lord, as we place this meeting in your hands. We place our hearts and our minds in your hands that you may direct us. You have said in your scripture that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities. And since you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice, therefore I pray for our nation, our president, and for all the various levels of elected officials, and in particular for this assembled council. I am asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, and the ability to work together in harmony, even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their task. I pray for those gathered specifically in this chamber and the agenda set before them today. Please give them the assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our county of Clermont. And it is in your blessed name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Michael. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Commissioner Corcoran, if you lead us in the pledge.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on. First on the agenda is the approval of the regular session minutes of August 31st, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I was second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. And this morning we have a proclamation. And Pam, did you bring some of your team with you? Good. This is a designation of September 2022 as National Preparedness Month in Clermont County, and we have a proclamation. Pam.
How many did you bring with you?
I have Lori Schluter, she's our
Hi, Lori.
program manager one, and Andy Grosh, he's our
Hi,
program
Andy.
manager two.
Good.
Come on up. We won't stick you there. Okay, this proclamation is National Preparedness Month in Clermont County, and it states, whereas no community is truly prepared for a disaster until every individual, family, and household takes personal responsibility for preparedness, and whereas National Preparedness Month is a nationwide effort sponsored by the Federal Emergency Management Agency READY campaign to educate and empower Americans to prepare for and respond to all types of emergencies in their homes, schools, and businesses. And whereas the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency is committed to providing public education for our citizens, and whereas the Clermont County Board of Commissioners strives to alleviate suffering and protect the lives and properties of its citizens through mitigation, planning, response, and recovery for all hazards. Now, therefore, it be resolved that we, the Board of Clermont County Commissioners, does hereby proclaim the month of September 2022 as National Preparedness Month in Clermont County in honor and recognition of our citizens and the vital contributions they make to the safety and well-being of our community. It is signed by all three commissioners, Commissioner David Painter, Commissioner Corcoran, and myself. And we are very honored to have you here today and for all the hard work that you do. Pam, you have a few things you'd like to say?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm Pam Haverkoss. I'm the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency Director. And as was mentioned, September is National Preparedness Month, and the READY campaign is a nationwide effort to prepare for, respond to, and recover from emergencies that could affect families, homes, and communities. We encourage all residents, visitors, and community partners to take some simple steps to increase their level of preparedness over the course of the month. But in general, on a daily basis, we would ask that residents do this. One is get informed. have a better understanding of what hazards could affect you and your family and how you would respond to those hazards. So we have a lot of information on our webpage about how to get better informed, know how you will receive severe weather alerts and warnings, learn the appropriate responses to the risks that you and your family face, as well as contact your insurance provider. One of the things that we're learning from the most recent storm is how important insurance is, both homeowners insurance and renters insurance, but understand what that insurance would cover. Because what we're finding is many people are underinsured. Create a family emergency plan. You and your loved ones may not be together when the disaster occurs, so understand how you would communicate with each other, how and where you would reconnect, and what you would do based on different types of emergencies. And then build an emergency kit. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to build a kit, but understand where you have those items in your household, because many people already have those items. And then the few items that you might be missing, pick those up throughout the year. And then help us build a culture of preparedness. In particular, teach your children on how to be prepared and how to respond. Talk to your family, friends, and neighbors to, again, help us spread the message of preparedness. As we have seen in Clermont County, it's inevitable that we will have severe weather and other types of emergencies. So by taking these simple actions, you can minimize the impact on the disaster to yourself, your family, and the community. So for more information, you can go to our website. It's ema.clermontcountyohio.gov/preparedness. If it's okay, I also have an update on where we're at with the July 6th storms. So our office continues to support the local community and the recovery efforts. So we have established a long-term recovery committee that is now fully operational. It's chaired by Pastor Aaron Ellerman of the Goshen Community Church. We have a long-term recovery case manager that has just recently joined our team. Her name is Polly Melvin. So she'll be working with individuals and families through the recovery process. We continue to update information on our storm relief page. And again, you can go there by hitting our ema.clermontcountyohio.gov. And you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a storm relief icon. Just click the icon and it'll send you to our storm relief page. We also have a long-term recovery committee page. And again, from our storm relief page, you can connect there. And that provides you with more details and information on the long-term recovery committee. We continue to work with residents who have woody debris issues, but we are starting to ramp that down. So we have a volunteer organization called American Regulators that is still working in the community to assist residents with those outstanding issues. Again, we have put out a lot of information on how residents can deal with their remaining woody debris issues, but we are trying to save the residents a lot of money by dealing with those issues. And then individuals and families that still have remaining unmet needs, we are asking that they continue to call our office at 513-735-8500 or to email Clermont EMA at clermontcountyohio.gov. And that way we can connect those remaining unmet needs with our long-term recovery case manager, and then the case manager will follow up to provide assistance. So as a recap, we have compiled our final damage assessment numbers. We had more than 451 structures that were damaged. That includes commercial buildings, residential buildings, outbuildings, and mobile homes. We had 17 of those were destroyed, 74 were major, 250 were minor, and 110 affected. We did work with Ohio EMA to look at if we would be eligible for any state or federal individual assistance programs. But to be eligible, we had to meet a threshold of 25 majors or destroyeds that were uninsured. And we were only able to identify 16 that fit into that category. So that kind of made us ineligible to move forward with that portion of assistance. But again, that's where our long-term recovery committee comes in, and the funds that were donated to Connect Clermont will be used to help individuals and families with their recovery needs. We're also working with the state of Ohio on the potential for a public assistance program. Now, public assistance provides grants to local governments and select nonprofits for debris removal assistance, emergency protective actions, as well as repair and restoration of damaged public facilities. So like we know, Goshen Township had severe damage to a lot of their property. So again, that would fall into that eligible category. So to be considered for a state public assistance program, the county and all of the local jurisdictions collectively would have to exceed $855,264 in eligible expenses. So at this point, we have submitted close to $5.2 million in expenses, and we'll be working with the state to determine if those expenditures are eligible. So in particular, Lori, she is working with all of the municipalities to make sure that we're accurately capturing those expenses and then submitting them to the state. So she's working on that piece. And Andy is working with our long-term recovery case manager to make sure that we are collecting all of the individuals and families that have unmet needs, and then making sure that we're addressing those unmet needs either through a referral to affiliated organizations or a submission to our long-term recovery committee for assistance. So again, our long-term recovery committee continues to meet weekly to identify and address residential unmet needs. So again, if anyone ever has questions, they're more than welcome to always call our office. Again, it's 513-735-8500, and we will do our best to connect you with the appropriate organization or get you an answer if we have it. So again, we thank you for everyone's time and commitment. As we've presented in the past, emergency management cannot be done solely by the 3 staff that we have. It takes a collective community, all of the public safety agencies, all of the local communities, and all of our faith-based and nonprofit partners to really see the recovery effort all the way through. So again, we appreciate your time and your commitment to preparedness, and thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Lori. So I know Michael is going to want to take pictures. Board, if you'll come down. I'm good. Always does, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this time, we have several new employees, and we're going to introduce those to everyone. Chris Davis, you want to introduce your?
Morning. I'd like to introduce Ray Keekler. He's our new senior developer. He comes to us with 32 years experience, the last 24 years being in development. So he'll bring a lot of experience and knowledge on how all of our systems work together and how to grow those systems cohesively to make sure that we provide the tools necessary for everybody to do their job easier. Married, his wife Sheila, he has 2 kids, Carol and Ray Jr., and lives in Northern Kentucky, and we're just excited to have him with us.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Greg, you want to introduce yours?
Morning, board. We have 2 animal shelter employees today. We have Christina Lippold and Kenzie Reardon. Christina is our receptionist. Comes to us with some experience. Actually, used to work in the shelter.
Get out of it.
Yeah, you're not getting out of it. She used to work in shelter years ago. Has some great ideas for our reception side of things as we try to streamline our operation. And Kenzie is a new kennel tech. I think you graduated from Great Oaks.
Great career.
Grant Career with
Great.
the animal program. So we're happy to have them on board as we kind of
Certainly are.
fill out the staff.
Where's the
Great.
puppies?
I'm gonna let us bring puppies.
I know. That's why I said that.
We just won't pay attention.
Welcome
Bring them
aboard.
anyway.
We appreciate you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Andy, you want to introduce?
Good morning. I want to introduce you to our newest CDL driver, Ken Hodge. Ken's a 22-year resident of Clermont County, and Ken actually worked for us up to about 4 years ago. And I like to tell people that he heard how good what direction CTC's heading and decided to come back. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I tell people. Ken enjoys peace and quiet of being at home and watching old movies on TV. So welcome.
The truth was he just got tired of all the honeydews. He's like, I'm going back to work.
No, I left and went to UDF.
Did you?
Got tired of eating ice cream? Is that-
No, I got tired of hauling milk around.
At least you're honest,
Welcome.
Ken.
Welcome back. Susan?
I have 7 of them.
Good for you.
But this is a good thing.
good thing.
Yeah. So we're glad they're here. Okay. So I did kind of figure out who was who, but you might have to like raise your hand when I say your name. Okay. We're going to start with Rebecca Bosey. Am I saying that correctly? Okay. I worked on that. She goes by Becky, and she holds a position with our JFS as an income maintenance worker 3. Becky has been married for 22 years and has been a foster parent for 30 years. She has raised 2 children to the age of 18. Becky and her husband currently have a 6-year-old foster daughter who has more energy than Duke, and her name is Taylor. She is shy at first, but once you get to know her, she will melt your heart. In her family time together, they like to take drives, explore new sites, and like to read and go camping. Becky's biggest hobby is scrapbooking, stamping, and decorating. Becky is very excited about the opportunity given to her to be part of the DJFS team. Okay, and then there's Molly Polly, which I love her name. Graduated from Wilmington College in 2000, majored in both English and education. She received her master's in education in 2011 and subbed for Clermont County School Districts for approximately 11 years. Molly has been married to her husband, Fred, for 22 years this October. Molly has 5 grown children and 6 grandchildren. She is a homebody who enjoys music, and anytime she can get with her husband when he is not working. She is so glad to be here with Clermont County Job and Family Service team. She works in public assistance as an income maintenance worker 3, and she looks forward to getting to know her coworkers and her job responsibilities better in the future. And then there's Jacob McElfresh.
Yep.
Okay, I did it correctly. He is an investigator for child support. He is 23 and enjoys all things sports and spending times with friends and family. You made that easy for me. Then there's Samantha Schumach. Okay. She is an investigator for child support. Samantha lives in West Union, Ohio. She has 1 daughter and a dog. She enjoys spending time with her family and shopping. And there's Adrienne Erickson. Adrienne's right here. And she is an investigator for child support. She resides in Florence, Kentucky for the last 13 years. She has been married for 9 years with her husband for 13 years. Wait, she's been married for 9 years and with your husband for 13 years? Okay, got it. She has a 15-year-old son, 3 cats, and 1 dog. Adrienne's hobbies include kayaking, swimming, and spending time with family. Then there's Kristen McMullen. Right over there. Okay, and Kristen is a rehire, Clermont County Children's Services. She graduated in 2018 from Ohio University with a bachelor's in social work with a focus on Appalachian culture, which is very cool. And she grew up and lives locally in Clermont County. And then there's Bria Anderson, last but not least. She is married with 2 children. Her hobbies are couponing and raising chickens. Bria is working for public assistance as an income maintenance 3. And that's everybody.
Welcome,
I
everyone.
know. It's been wonderful. All good
Thank you.
needed jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. McNamara.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Michael McNamara, I'm Director of Community and Economic Development. I'm here to introduce you to Jason Clark. He's our newest permit specialist out at Permit Central. He's a graduate of Williamsburg High School, has an associate's degree from University of Cincinnati. We were able to snag him from the private sector where he's worked for Kroger, as well as Atkinson Pierce And so he's a great addition to the team out there, Permit Central, where it's all hands on deck and we are getting everyone's permits timely handled.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you,
Thank
Jason.
you. Lyle?
Good morning. I have Gloria Werner started with us on August 22nd as an administrative support specialist in our customer service division. She has an associate's degree in accounting from the University of Cincinnati, several years experience as an office assistant, and we're happy to have her on board. We're close to being fully staffed in that division. So,
Welcome aboard, Gloria. Thank you. Michael, can you get a picture of all of them together?
We'll stand up here.
We'll just stay here. Yeah.
Everybody line up. Stand at a slant. You get
No, you're
everybody
fine.
coming in.
You're fine.
You guys are good.
We want you in it. I don't care about myself. What do you need, Michael? Need them closer?
That's good.
You want to sing now, Michael?
Yep. The OU fight song. We got it.
Oh.
Okay, you ready?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in.
Would you see Tom jump out of there? Wow, that emptied.
mass exodus. Was a mass exodus.
Okay, moving on to item D, public participation. I don't see anyone in the room, correct? Consent agenda. Board, you've had this in time to review. Do I have any corrections or deletions?
None here.
I would move that we remove item number 5 from the consent agenda.
We're going to remove that one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put it on the consent,
Yes,
or non-consent, I mean?
yes, on the consent, on the
I know.
non-consent agenda, yes.
Okay. Do I have a second to do that?
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes,
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Okay. So now I need a motion to approve the rest of the consent agenda.
so move.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes,
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Moving on then to non-consent agenda. Item number 7 is the recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 131-22 resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,733,567.67 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated September 7th, 2022, BCC directed prepaid invoice reports and/or procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on 9/6/22, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes,
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner
Item-
Batchelor, would you like to do item number 5 that was removed from the
We
consent
could.
agenda to the non-consent?
Sure.
What number, do you want a number on it?
I'd make a motion on item number 5 that we table until after executive session, if that's okay.
Well, just moved it to non-consent. Now you
Right.
want to table it?
Just until after executive session. And then at executive session, I would ask that we add 121.22G1 for consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of one or more public employees.
Do we have a specific part of that executive session, sir, that you'd like to add? Is it employment and compensation or
It is to consider employment.
employment? Okay.
Okay, so what's our first motion? To add that?
To table,
We'll
to
table.
table item 5 until after executive session.
Do I have a second to table it then?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Now do we want to move forward with the addition to add, or we want to wait till we go and talk to it?
We can wait.
Okay,
Session.
all right.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, Lyle.
You're up.
Item number 8 is a recommendation to accept the contract by and between Clermont County and JNT Excavating LLC out of Independence, Kentucky. This is for project number 6401-60167 relative to the State Route 132 water main replacement from State Route 48 to State Route 28, located in Goshen Township, as complete as of April 15th, 2022, and to approve the application certification for payment number 9, which is the final and represents a progress payment in the amount of $16,200 and the release of retainage in the principal amount of $44,444.06, plus all accrued interest earned thereon from People's Bank, and further authorize the Clermont County Auditor to issue the reference progress payment.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 8. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you.
Jesse?
Good morning.
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 Item number 9 is the recommendation of myself, Jessica Wiederhold, Director of Department of Public Safety Services, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to reject all bids received on August 11th, 2022 for the maintenance and repair services for the uninterruptible power supply units located at Clermont County and Northern Kentucky Tower sites, pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 307 of the Ohio Revised Code, relative to the terms and conditions of public bidding, and to approve the request to re-advertise for bids for the maintenance and repair services for the uninterruptible power supply units located at the Clermont County and Northern Kentucky Tower sites, pursuant to the plans and specifications therefore, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in the newspaper of general circulation on Thursday, September 15th, 2022, with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, October 6th, 2022, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud shortly thereafter. This notice will also be posted on the Clermont County's website at the following URL link, www.clermontcountyohio.gov.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Thanks, Jesse. Desmond, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item number 10 is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners authorize Thomas J. Eichel, County Administrator, to sign a letter of support for the Clermont County Metropolitan Housing Authority disposition application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for disposition of 20 single-family public housing units located throughout the county with an average age of 72 years old, in order to use proceeds from these sales to fund a new housing development within the county, which will fully replace the 20 units disposed.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thanks,
Thank you.
Desmond. Tom, you got number 11?
Yes, ma'am. 11 is a recommendation to adopt a revised fee schedule for appointed legal counsel reimbursement, and it will reflect a revision in attorney's fees in accordance with the state maximum fee schedule, which is established by the Ohio Public Defender Commission, and this will be effective September 8th, which is tomorrow, 2022.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Just to discuss for a second, as you know, in not particularly to this particular issue, the reimbursement by the state for costs as far as attorneys representing those that are indigent is thought to be reimbursed at 100 or 95%, but that is to a dollar amount. So as you raise fee schedules or you raise the amount that you're willing to reimburse attorneys, that eats part of that. In other words, it becomes, instead of maybe 95%, it becomes maybe 93 or 90 as that goes up, just to be cognizant. That's all.
It's like a compensating rate,
Right.
correct?
Right. What they do is they say, we'll reimburse up to 100%, but when they calculate that 100%, it's a number. And so as you encroach and spend more money, as each of the 88 counties spend more money, obviously the percentage goes down and you pick up the difference. So just want to make sure.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 12.
Item number 12 is a recommendation to appoint or reappoint the following representatives to serve on the Area 12 Workforce Adjustment Board for the terms as identified below pursuant to Section 107 of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. Mr. Howe, it will be a new appointment. Joy Lytle, a new appointment. Zachary Stanfield is a reappointment. Justin Phillips is a reappointment, and Michael McNamara will be a new appointment, and Anthony Riccardi is a new appointment also.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Morning, Sandy.
Morning.
Item 13 is a recommendation of myself, Sandy Todd, Human Resources Director, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to amend the Board of County Commissioners Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual, Section 4.0A 8, which is titled Reimbursement of Travel Expenses, attached thereto, made a part thereof, effective October 7th, and further to authorize my department to update the appropriate internet links and appendices accordingly.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Item number 14, Holly.
I'm here today to dispose of an annexation that was initially filed back on Wednesday, August 10th. And this was filed by Emily Seppinger with Strauss Troy for and on behalf of the agent or the petitioner, John Caldwell of West Union. And we are here today for disposition. Julia Carney, and I believe the prosecutor's office has provided the board with an opinion as to this. We've received the report from the planning, the engineers, and the auditor's office as well. Julia has taken those into consideration and formatting her opinion for the board, and we are here today to dispose of this annexation. Julie is available if you have any questions.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have
Are
a
you
second?
moving to approve or to deny?
Oh, well, are we open for discussion? I thought we
Afterwards?
would have to move and second to get to discussion, or can we?
You can have a motion to put on the floor.
Have a motion to put on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll recommend
Yeah.
a motion to put on the floor. You want to second it?
Second.
Okay.
Would you?
Julie, just,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Commissioner Painter.
Just gotta
Commissioner
do
Go ahead.
Corcoran.
roll call.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Painter. Commissioner Batchelor. Thank you.
Now you go.
and just to discuss this, I understand that the actual owner of this property is deceased
He
before
passed away a
such
couple
time
weeks
that
ago. Yeah.
we have considered, we've considered the annexation while he was still alive and with us, but at this particular point, he is deceased. Is that correct?
Correct, correct. He had signed the petition for annexation and it was filed with the board. And after that time, he passed. So that required a little research and we looked at the statute and some attorney general's opinions, and it is correct that he is the petitioner since at the time the petition was filed, he was the owner of the property.
Will that present any problems with the actual exchange as far as the executor and all those kinds of things of the will?
No, because the property owner's not really involved. Once the petition is filed, it's up to the municipality that's annexing it to pass some resolutions and those types of things. So I don't believe it would have any impact on who the actual property owner is at this time.
Okay.
We have counsel, is that correct?
Yes.
Also, any statement you'd like to make this morning? Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're
but
fine.
Just want to make sure we're covered. Come on up. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Emily Supinger. I'm the village solicitor for the Village of Bethel. The village's position is that, or I'm sorry, on behalf of the agent, the village is in support of the petition. And on behalf of the agent, the petition was filed, no objection was raised by either the township or the village, and therefore we think the annexation is appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, commissioners?
That's it.
Anything else?
Okay.
Now we need a motion to approve.
Now we need a motion to approve item number 14.
The board would like to go forward approving. This would be pursuant to section 709.023D of the Ohio Revised Code. The Board of County Commissioners adopts resolution number 133-22, resolving to approve the annexation of 4.906 acres of real estate identified as property identification number 323015B041P from Tate Township, Clermont County, Ohio, to the Village of Bethel, filed in the office of the Board of County Commissioners on Wednesday, August 10th, 11:20 a.m. by Mary Irwin for and on behalf of Emily Seppinger with Strauss Troy. The designated agent for the petitioner, John Caldwell, who was the sole owner of the real estate as defined by Ohio Revised Code section 709.02E, sought to be annexed.
Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any other discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mary.
Number 15 is a request to increase the 2022 annual appropriations in the Board of Developmental Disabilities temporary salary account in the amount of $20,000. The Sheriff's Administration other expenses for some donations for $1,202.90. The Narcotics Unit regular salaries, $17,020. And for the telecommunication services, $150,000 for some upgrades.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Mary. At this time, do we have any additions to the agenda?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Item number H.
I would make one addition to the agenda. Under item number H, I'd like to add section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the employment, promotion, or compensation of one or more public employees.
Okay. Then to continue on with that?
If they,
Can I second that motion then?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a roll call on that?
This is for the add-on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Okay. So now I can read this.
with that addition included.
With that addition, pursuant to section 12122G1 and G2 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to 1, consider the purchase of property for public purpose if premature disclosure of information would give an unfair, competitive, or bargaining advantage to a person whose personal private interest is adverse to the general public interest, and 2, confer with the prosecuting attorney concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action respectfully. Does that cover it all?
And then you would have G1 to consider the employment, promotion, or compensation of a public employee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion
I'll
to
make
go
the
in?
motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. We have returned from executive session after considering the employment, promotion, or compensation of a public employee, considering the purchase of property for public purposes, and conferring with the prosecuting attorney concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action, with no action taken and no decisions were made. So at this time, we'll move on to item I, county staff elected official discussion.
Before we get to that, Commissioner, if the board wants to consider bringing item number 5.
Oh,
to the
yes.
Table for consideration and discussion.
Lovely, number 5. It got moved around a bunch, didn't it?
I'd move we bring item 5 off the table back onto the agenda.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
So item 5 is our personnel actions in the Water Resources Department. Kelly Stombaugh, Administrative Support Specialist, new hire, effective 9/19/2022. Samantha Canovas, and the Department of Public Safety Services, termination, effective 8/25/2022. Department of Job and Family Services, Rebecca Moore, Social Services Worker 3, termination, effective 9/9/2022. And Board of County Commissioners, Gail Foley, Clerk of the Board, effective 9/21/2022.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any further discussion?
None.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Number 5 got its due today, didn't it?
It did. It did.
Okay, now to item I, county staff? No? I'm looking at you, Greg. Anything you'd like to say? Okay. Members' comments? Nothing?
None here.
Nothing, thank you.
Would accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. We will see you next Wednesday.